Hello, I'm Benita Perkins with Benny Girl Healthy Lifestyle Branding and Communication. And I work with Durham County Public Health. And through that uh, process, we have presented this particular webinar, moving to the action phase of the weight loss journey. Today is all about healthy lifestyle. I've been doing this for about 15 years or so, covered almost every aspect of the wellness genre, so to speak. But fitness and activity is my niche. And so this is a webinar that's near and dear to my heart. And hopefully you'll get something from it. I think it'll be very helpful. And let's give it a go. I'm going to stop my video and share my screen. There we go. Hopefully you can see it. Moving to the action phase of the weight loss journey. For many, the goal of losing weight is like a merry-go-round. It starts with intentional behavior changes, which include dieting or eating less calories and getting on the treadmill. But at some point, behaviors resort back to pre-efforts, and any good that was undone is undone. And many times we fall further down the hole. In a few months, the cycle starts again. How do you get off the merry-go-round? Well, that has a lot to do with your mindset, because losing weight and or getting healthy is one of the biggest mind-body exercises you will ever engage in. Success is determined by where you are in something we call the trans-theoretical model of change. This concept was developed by two psychologists in 1970 and appears to hold true today. The mind dictates the will to change, and there are 6 distinct phases to this model of change journey. The fact that you are attending this webinar means you are at least at stage 2. And these are the stages, just an overview. We have pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, maintenance, and lapse prevention. And the last one is termination, but we don't even need to show that because that means you are at the end of your journey. I should say the end of your change journey. We're going to go over each stage now, and whoops. The first one is pre-contemplation. People at this stage usually have no intention of changing their behavior and typically deny having a problem. Although their families, friends, neighbors, doctors, or co-workers can see the problem quite clearly, the typical pre-contemplator cannot. They resist change and are often demoralized and don't want to think about their problem because they feel the situation is hopeless. Pre-contemplators can take comfort in recognizing that demoralization is a natural feeling that accompanies this stage, and in realizing that if you take yourself systematically through all the stages of change, you can change. So a response to a pre-contemplator is, if you know someone at this stage, provide consistent awareness, education, and promotion. Stage 2, contemplation, and sorry about that image, but I couldn't find the actual one. I want to stop feeling stuck. Those simple words are typical of contemplators. In the contemplation stage, people acknowledge that they have a problem and begin to think seriously about solving it. Contemplators struggle to understand their problem, they see its causes, but they also begin to wonder about possible solutions. However, while people in this stage may have vague plans to make changes, they are often not ready to take action yet. Many people remain in the contemplation stage for years. If you or you know someone in this stage, begin to identify barriers to making change. Look for things like lack of locations to exercise, illness, medication, resources for workout gear, lack of nutrition eating information, naysayers, people say you can't do it. These are the barriers that you look out for as you start to think about making some changes. Look for support. The next stage is preparation. Most people in the prep stage are planning to make changes within the next month, many times brought on by specific motivations like illness, wanting to be there for loved ones, or maybe it's a revenge body. An important first step is to make their intention public. But although those in the preparation stage are committed to action and may appear ready, they have not necessarily resolved their ambivalence. They still may need to convince themselves that this is the next best step. This last minute resolution is necessary. The prep stage is extremely necessary if you're trying to make changes and you feel like you've been stuck trying to do that. People who cut the preparation stage short lower their chances of success. It is important to develop a firm, detailed scheme for action to carry you through. Things like, where will you work out? When will you work out? What workouts will you do? If there's a scheduling conflict to your workout, how will you resolve it? Again, planning for what ifs. What if it's raining or bad weather? What does my food shopping list look like? What meals will I be preparing? What restaurants or menu items are off limits? You have to identify realistic goals and timetables and get positive reinforcement. Oops. Action stage. The action stage is the focus of this webinar. The mind-body engagement has begun through overt behavior modifications, cleaning out unhealthy food from the house, joining the gym, quitting smoking. In short, preparation has turned into action. Action is the most obviously busy period and the one that requires the greatest commitment of time and energy. Changes made during the action stage are more visible to others than those made at during any other stage. And here, for example, we see a refrigerator which was filled with junk, and the action stage is to get rid of all the junk and only have healthy things in the refrigerator. The response for this: continue to seek reinforcement. Continue to surround yourself with people who want to see you succeed, who maybe remind you about your gym appointments or your gym classes, remind you about making sure you're buying healthy things at the supermarket. You need that reinforcement to keep you moving forward with your plan. Maintenance and relapse prevention, the next stage. The maintenance stage is the hardest stage. You're consolidating the gains you made in the action stage, and you're working to prevent relapses. This stage is long, ongoing, and critically important, and critically important in the process. We all know someone who lost a lot of pounds on a diet, but regained them all back in a few months. Successful maintenance requires active alertness, and it's considered to take 6 to 8 months of tenacity to achieve. Again, we're talking about seeking encouragement and support, especially when you have those days where your plan says you can have a slice of pizza on Saturday, but your body's craving pizza on a Wednesday. How are you handling that relapse potential? That is where your plan comes in. That is where your actions show those plans, and that is where you're going to be successful if you're able to put those two stages together into the maintenance stage. The last stage is termination. This is the ultimate goal. Here, your former, eating issues and things that were getting in your way of losing weight or getting healthy will no longer present a temptation or a threat. You will not need to make any further efforts, and you will exit the cycle of change. This is generally identified by the ability to maintain behavior, your actions and your behavior, for 8 to 12 months. So once you've been able to maintain your plan and get yourself into a behavior program, you have pretty much gotten yourself to the point where you can maintain that behavior for the long term. And that is going to be what keeps you healthy, what keeps the weight off, and what keeps you just, moving forward, looking for other challenges, because this one is finished. Where do you fit in this journey? Do you recognize where your current stage is? Once you are in the action phase, here are some activities to consider. So once you're in the action phase and you're looking for stuff to do, and I'm not going to speak on, I'm going to focus on activity. I'm going to give you some ideas for keeping that part of you going, keeping the fitness part of you and the exercise part of you going. Activities to get you started. Hiking. And all these activities are about a mind-body relationship, because that is what makes the whole process stronger and have more tenacity, right? The triangle, and this area where we live in North Carolina, has a lot of trails, and probably where you live, you might have a lot of trails or places to walk. Check out local areas for fun, interesting hiking trails. And for the body, the hiking firms and tones the major muscle groups. For the mind, spending time out out trekking in national parks with trees, water, sunshine, and bird life can have a calming effect to help ease stress. Stand-up paddling, something I'm trying to find someone who wants to do it with me, because it really looks like it's a lot of fun. For the body, the paddling motion strengthens the upper body muscles and is especially good at targeting the abdominal core. For the mind, the regular swapping of paddling sides reduces the physical intensity and makes it a more relaxing workout. Whether you are on the lake or the ocean, take in the scenery and feel your worries melt away. Swimming. For the body, swimming improves cardiovascular fitness and all over muscle tone without impacting the joints. So it's great for folks who have joint issues. Include fast laps and intervals to maximize fat burning. The rhythmic movement for the mind, the rhythmic movement and focus on breathing can be quite hypnotic, helping to drown out stressful thoughts. Exercising in the water can also trigger a unique feeling of refreshment and vitality. Gardening. For the body, it's a light form of activity that develops muscular strength and cardiovascular fitness. Perform each gardening task vigorously to maximize the fat burn. And I don't even think you have to do vigorous. I mean, for gardening, you're standing up, you're squatting, you're bending over. Just those actions alone are working your muscles and strengthening you. So, it's not about how fast you garden. It's about just actually going through the motions of doing the things you do when you garden. For the mind, gardening has a calming effect, which helps to relieve stress and distract your mind of other worries. The exposure to fresh air and natural sunlight can also elevate mood. Think of it as ecotherapy. Cycling. This is another gentle on your joints activity that tones your thighs, calf, and buttocks while burning fat. Duration and intensity can be adjusted to suit all ages and fitness levels. For the mind, the rhythmic movement can distract your mind from cares or worries while you take in more sights and scenery than virtually any other type of exercise. Tennis. Interested in learning a new sport? Tennis for the body is a fun social activity that offers a good whole body workout. The unique lateral moves target the inner and outer thigh more than most other activities. For the mind, it's a great stress reliever. Smashing that little green ball all around the court offers a good outlet for any pent-up anger and frustration. Yoga. Yoga is a diverse series of movements and poses designed to stretch and strengthen the whole body. Look for the types of yoga that focus on stretching to boost flexibility. For the mind, the movements in yoga are slow, calm, and controlled. It is the ultimate mind-body exercise with the focus on breathing and posture, giving it a meditative style quality. Tai Chi. This is a form of martial arts where actions are performed in slow motion. Again, no pressure on the joints. Gently working the body through its full range of motion. It's good for strength, flexibility, and circulation. For the mind, the inner focus on deep breathing, balance, form, and movement control makes Tai Chi a world-renowned for its calming influences on the mind. Resistance training. For the body, using various forms of resistance, like body weights or dumbbells, is the best way to develop muscular strength, power, and tone. It's also great for flexibility and fat burning. For the mind, a stronger body and improved energy levels may help to improve general self-esteem and a physical and appreciate your physical self. Addressing the stages of readiness for making that weight loss or health building journey connects the mind to the body. And I don't want to focus necessarily on the weight loss part of it, because these changes are also about improving your health overall. So it's just making you stronger, improving your quality of life. And if these are goals for you as well, then this journey is part of it. And these activities are great for that. Never forget that it is a team effort. Continue that connection as you approach, continue the connection between the mind and body through all of this as you approach changing or adjusting lifestyle habits to bring you through the journey. Prepare yourself for your low points when you feel you're too tired to exercise or lack the will to turn away a second helping. Get your responses ready and stick to them. As you power through that long maintenance stage, it will get easier to make lifestyle decisions that will become habit and will eventually become who you are. And I'm going to stop sharing and put my video back on. So thank you so much for being part of this. I hope the information that we've shared is helpful. You got to have a plan, especially if you're at a place where you want to make a change and you've been there before and it hasn't worked out. Make that plan. Again, thank you for checking it out, and check out my website, Benita at Benita. Benny Girl, yeah. I don't want to give you my email. The website is bennygirl.com. So Benita at Bennygirl is how you can reach me if you have any questions. But go to bennygirl.com. There are other links to other webinars that might be helpful as well. And thank you so much for checking it out. Bye-bye.